said, I thought about how the deer was panting. When you think about panting, that's like a desperate, you're desperate, and when I looked into that psalm, they say it may have been penned by David. They're not really sure who penned it, but it's most likely they say David that penned it. And they say he may have penned it when he was running from Absalom. So that was at a time when he couldn't go to the temple worship where the Ark of the Covenant was. He couldn't have that personal communion with God in his presence. He was longing for the presence of God.
That's all he wanted.
And see, he was in a time of distress. He was running for his life, and a little further down in that psalm, when he came to his senses, he's like, wait a minute, why my soul this quiet? And then bang, I serve God.
Amen.
When we realize, that connection, that hunger, that thirst for God, communion with God, being in his presence, that when we worship God, it's like he fills us back up. We have to get in his presence, because it's like a car. You can't keep running a car and don't stop at the filling station.
Right.
If
you gotta
you
stay
don't
plugged
stop
in.
at the filling station, you're gonna run out of gas. And so we have to continually fill ourselves up with worship, in the presence of God, so that when these trials and tests come our ways, we're not operating on fumes, but we're filled with the power and the presence of God, and we're prepared for every test that comes our way. I said, oh, Jesus, that panting, that desperate need just to be in the presence of God, just to have communion with him. That comes from a relationship.
Yes.
Yes,